Yo, what is good, people? It's your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona and the Council and What's Up PlayStation.com. And first and foremost, if you are a newcomer, welcome. And if you are a regular, appreciate you for coming back. And like I always say, I'm just a gamer trying to share my experiences with the world. So this is this is something that's very long overdue. I wouldn't even say it's super overdue. I think I'll just say it's something that was brewing in my brain for quite some time, as far as um, different types of content, things like that that I want to bring to the channel. And this is definitely right up my alley of something that I've wanted to do, and I'm glad that I'm able to do it. Today is not the normal day that I normally do when Persona Speaks. It'll actually be on Wednesdays at 7. Yeah, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, depending on what time I get home from work and things like that. Responsibilities always responsibilities always come first. So yeah, man. For everybody that are here, or everybody that will listen, welcome to When Persona Speaks, episode 1. And the overall premise of this show is I do have my not the council podcast. I do have my Mind of a Gamer podcast. That's every Saturday at 11 a.m. And then I have a new series, which is Mog Talks, which is where the Mind of a Gamer panel, like once a month, we get together and we discuss different things that we see within the gaming community that we feel should change, or things that we feel are getting out of hand. Earlier this week, myself and Mr. Official, we had did our first episode of Mog Talks. Um, talking about you know constantly, pretty much me and Mr. Fisher was talking about the same things that are constantly happening, or the same things that we constantly see within the gaming community that needs to change, or things that need to be addressed. So that's pretty much what Mog Talks is about. And again, it's a very chill podcast. It's a very chill environment. There isn't really a whole lot of yelling or things like that, because it's a discussion. It's not really a debate or something like that. So that's what Mog Talks is. And When Persona Speaks, pretty much the Wolflow, what's good? Chris Cobra, what's good, man? Pretty much the premise of this show and what I want to do with this show is, um, on the podcast, that platform is obviously for everybody. It's for me, Demi, Mr. Official, for our guest. And it's a specific structure that a specific structure that I created to ensure that everybody gets their point across, and to ensure that the flow of the show is enjoyable. It's entertaining. I try not to bog down with myself talking too much, because although it is I am also a part of the podcast. It's a platform. It's a shared platform that I like to get other people's opinions, to get other people's thoughts and critiques on different things that happen within the gaming community. As far as When Persona Speaks, this is pretty much a platform that I want to create for myself, to go more in depth on different topics that come up in the gaming community. It's not just gaming; it could be community issues that may need to be talked about. It could be anything. It's just a more in-depth way of me explaining my thoughts, and pretty much a conversation. We can have a conversation, good discussions and things like that. So that's what this is, and this is definitely something that it's in the trial phases right now, just because I want to get the feel, just to see how everything is, and get an understanding from there. With that being said, like I said, welcome everybody to episode 1. Um, I definitely am excited to have you guys here. To anybody that may come at a later date, again, thank you. And for those that know me, you guys know who Persona is, man. I'm just I'm just a gamer trying to share my experiences with the world. So today's topics, um, it's weird, because a lot of things this week is not. I don't want to say this week has been a dry week because there has been a lot of good things. Well, not a lot, but I'll say there has been some interesting things this week that have come out. But then there's also been, it's also been a little dry. Crash came out last Friday, so a lot of people have been on Crash. So there's been a lot of talks about Crash, and then we've got the whole PS5 stuff and all that stuff. But that stuff I'll definitely be talking about tomorrow on Mind of a Gamer. Me, Mr. Official, and Demi will definitely touch on that for sure. But one thing that I noticed that I want to say it surprised me, honestly, because I honestly didn't think that Crash would receive this type of I don't know if I should even call it a negative stigma. I guess you could call it a negative stigma because, part of the problem within the gaming community these days, or at least what I see, is when it comes to competition, when it comes to challenge and things like that, a lot of people tend to shy away from giving these type of games a chance. Just look at fighting games. Fighting games are very hard they're easy to play. They're very fun, but they're very hard to master. It's very hard to be, a good fighting game player. And reason being is, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort into molding yourself, building that muscle memory and things like that. It takes a lot of time into molding yourself into a good fighting game player. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of time that people don't want to dedicate. We live in a society now where, in gaming at least, through DLC and microtransactions, we've slowly been conditioned to have instant gratification. And if we're not able to obtain instant gratification, then for a lot of people, they tend to throw things to the side. It's like, oh, well, if I can't have this right away, I don't want to deal with it. People don't want to grind. Like, grinding is something that's all but like extinct. People don't want to grind for gear. People don't want to grind for guns. People don't want to grind for the things that they want in these games. You funny, Wolf Flow. People don't want to grind for these types of things in the games. So, having the community conditioned to these type of things, when it comes to games that pose even, the slightest of challenge, 9 times out of 10, the average gamer is going to, not indulge, unfortunately. And this is something that is very, how do I say? It's very well known. We'll say it's very well known within the gaming community. We see it a lot. There's look at hard platinums. People tend to not want to go for hard platinums, or if a game is too long, which doesn't make any sense, or if a game is too complicated. Like Final Fantasy 15 came out and it didn't even have a hard mode. Like, what? You feel me? So when it comes to All Too Easy, what's good, man? Yeah, man, this is true, man. People just want things handed to them. This is true, man. It's sad, but unfortunately, this is the world we live in right now. But when it comes to games that are difficult or pose any type of difficulty, people tend to make the comparison of Dark Souls, because Dark Souls, quote unquote, is known as a hard game to play. Which, I don't think Dark Souls per se is a hard game to play. I think just having the proper muscle memory, and again, being good at, because you can't just pick up games and be good at them. It just doesn't work like that anymore. I remember when I first started playing shooters online, I was trash. Like, when I say trash, I was garbage at shooters online. Like COD, I used to get slaughtered bad. And it's funny because I was good at GoldenEye. I used to play GoldenEye a lot when I was young, and I was good at that. But when I played COD and stuff like that, and Gears, I used to get slaughtered. Guys, you don't understand. I used to get slaughtered when I used to play those games, and I used to get so frustrated. And I used to get called a noob. I was a scrub, all this crazy shit. I used to get called all this crazy shit online because I was trash, and I was trash. No bullshit. Like, I wish I had gameplay of me back in the day playing Call of Duty online. Man, it was not pretty, believe me. But I still play shooters because shooters is something that I loved. And I made the decision that I wanted to get good. That's a term that's used a lot in the gaming community. But I made the decision that I wanted to get good. So how I got good, I continued to play shooters. I learned how to run these maps. I learned how to aim down sights. I learned how to quick scope. I learned how to no scope. I learned how to drop shot. I learned how to maneuver, and it got to the point where now in shooters, I'm a beast. Like, I'm not going to say I'm the best in the world because I'm not the best. Nobody's the best in the world. There's always somebody better than you, right? But you guys see my streams when I play COD. You see my streams when I play Uncharted and all these different shooters. Like, I'm a beast. I carry the team. I'm a beast, okay? But that didn't happen overnight. That type of stuff happened through me constantly playing games, me constantly learning my errors, me constantly going back to the drawing board and be like, all right, well, look, Persona, you fucking up here. You keep doing this. You got to learn how to do this. You got to up your sensitivity so you could turn faster and all this other stuff. That shit took time, and honestly, I didn't really get good in shooters until World at War. When World at War dropped is when I was officially, like, I was good at shooters because I knew how COD mechanics were. I knew how to maneuver. I knew how to drop shot. I knew how to, play on my sensitivity on 10 on highest. And, I was good at that point. My reflex skills were good. So I got good. When it came to when I was like young, even younger than that, like even before Call of Duty, I remember in Kingdom Hearts when you had to fight some of those bosses in Kingdom Hearts, like Sephiroth, and when you had to fight what's the fucking boss name? Like all those like some of those bosses in Kingdom Hearts were pretty hard, especially when you're playing the harder difficulties. And you had to fucking learn how to, learn the boss's mechanics and get better. Those type of things is what I guess for me at least, I can't speak for every gamer, but things like that, having to get better at a game, having to, learn how a game is, all these different things. I feel all those things, the trial and error that comes with gaming, that's a part of that. All of that is a part of gaming. That stuff is what makes gaming so great as well. The game itself makes gaming great, or being a part of a gaming community and sharing your experiences and doing these different things. Those things make a game great as well. But the trial and error that comes with these different styles of games also make a game, in my opinion, awesome because, it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you thinking. It makes you better, at the game. There's no better feeling than getting into a game and beasting at a game, just beasting at it. And, you looking like, damn, I remember when I used to be trash at this game. Now I'm a beast. That feeling is awesome, personally, at least, obviously. But, those type of feelings, shit like that is just awesome to me because it's like it's all a part of gaming. So, when I see gamers these days, yo, Timbo, what's good? Yo, we got Timbo, the big sis. She on the track. Yo, shout out to Timbo. Thank you for coming through, Timbo. I appreciate you. So, these days when we have gamers that, look at games and they tend to dismiss them due to its difficulty or how hard a game may be, that's not really what gaming is about, to me at least. I only speak for myself. I can't speak for how everybody else is. But I don't feel that that's really, you're not really enjoying a game at its full potential, or you're shortchanging yourself of a good experience. I feel just because, yes, it may be frustrating. It's very frustrating. Believe me, I get frustrated with some of these games. Like, believe me, I do. It's like, yo, what the fuck? And sometimes you do have to put a game down and then come back. which is perfectly fine. But to outright dismiss a game, or to outright say this game isn't fun because it's difficult, or this game isn't good because it's difficult, that's not how gaming works, man. That's definitely not how gaming is supposed to be, because we're supposed to be able to learn from these experiences. If everything was just handed to you, or if everything was easy like that, gaming would be whack as fuck. Like, gaming would be boring as hell if shit was easy. Like, I don't go into games playing games on easy. Like, I don't feel that you getting your money's worth out of a game like that. Like, I honestly don't. Just because when you buy a game, right? You buy a game for the enjoyment. And some people, and you know what? And some people will say, oh, well, I want to be able to enjoy the game. I don't want to go through that stress. Fair enough. Fair enough. Some people don't want to deal with the intense difficulty of games. But even then, I still feel you're missing out on a specific part of gaming, because again, like I said, being a part of games, and enjoying these games and playing these games, and them creating experiences for you, shit like that is just, it's fun to me, yo. Like, shit like that is fun. And to most gamers, like, I remember when I was a kid, right? And when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of Pokemon. I used to play a lot of Mario. I used to play a lot of Zelda. I used to play, a lot of platformers and shit like that in Pokemon, a lot of RPGs, a lot of JRPGs. I used to play a lot of shit like that when I was a kid. And as a kid, man, I can't lie about this. When I was a kid, I used to get fucked up so bad in some of these games. I remember Super Punch-Out, right? What the fuck was his name? I think it was like the second to last and the last boss in Super Punch-Out. Yo, I used to get fucked up. In George Foreman boxing, I used to get bodied. I used to get bodied when I was a kid. Mike Tyson Punch-Out, I used to get bodied. I used to get bodied. I remember when I first started playing Super Smash Brothers. Yo, my brothers used to kick my ass. I was trash in that game. I remember Mario. It was some parts of Mario I couldn't even get past with the platforming. I had to keep trying. I remember playing Ridge Racer and playing like different racing games. I used to get bodied by the computer, and I used to still like keep trying. I remember in Pac-Man when I used to play, when I used to get into the super high difficulties, and the ghost is so fast, I'm getting slaughtered. I still used to keep trying. Tetris, all these different games, Pokemon, all these different games back in the day that I used to play. A lot of them were very difficult. Very difficult. So it's like, when you look at that, and when you look back then and you look now at, people turning away from games because they're difficult, I can't accept that. I can't look at you and say you're a gamer, because that's not what gaming is about, man. That's not what gaming is about, especially with Crash. Now, granted, some people say Crash feels different, which is fine. Crash may, after playing it, it does feel a little bit different, but a lot of that has to do with it being upgraded, and you still thinking in the nostalgia days when everything was flat, and this is everything is a bit more 3D-ish, and it's more realistic now, or more more defined. So yeah, it looks and feels different, but it's still the same Crash, and the difficulty that comes with Crash. Yeah, I wouldn't trade that shit for anything in the world, man. Honestly, because it's those difficult things that you go through in these games that really define what type of gamer you are. And granted, some people, and I don't want to say on this, because some people only look at gaming as a means of getting away. They don't really look at gaming as a passion, or as something that they want to take serious. Yo, Larry, what's good, man? Yo, Goku, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, yeah, Rick Bruiser. Okay, there you go. Good looks, Goku. See, my boy Goku know what I was talking about. Shout out to you, man. He definitely named the boss from Super Punch-Out, Rick Bruiser. what was I saying? Shit, I lost my shit like that. Granted, some people, they look at games as a means to get away. And a part of that getting away does not include the difficult aspect that comes with games. Fine, but when you have groups of people that play games all the time, they say, they're gamers, and that gamer word is thrown around quite a lot. That gamer, thing is thrown around. That word is thrown around a lot. And a lot of people proclaim themselves as gamers. So if you're a gamer, how I look at it is, if you're a gamer, then you're trying to be the best gamer you can be, I would hope. Or you don't shy away from a challenge, I would hope, if you're a gamer. At least that's how I look at it. And granted, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. And at the end of the day, regardless of what I say, people are going to still go and play the games how they want to play, which is perfectly fine. But you can't sit here and say a game is trash because of its difficulty or how difficult it may be to you. Because that's not fair. You're not giving the game a chance. Me, I'm the type of person, I give all games a chance. I try to, at least. I buy most everything. I play most everything. If it's something that I'm not feeling, I chalk it up as a L, whatever, move on to the next game. I try to give everything a chance. And I welcome challenge. I feel that's something that's slowly dying within the gaming industry and within our community. That challenge. You remember when, guys, you remember when you was a kid and you beat that one, guys, think back to that time when you were young and there was a one boss in one of these games. I don't know, whatever game you struggled in as a kid. And when you beat that boss, you was jumping on the bed. You was hype as fuck. You was going crazy. Like, Mom, Dad, I beat the boss. Yo, those type of experiences and those type of that type of joy and excitement, yo, that shit can never ever trump anything else. That excitement and that joy that you felt when you finally beat that boss is some of the greatest feelings you can feel as a gamer. Why would people want to get rid of that? Why would people not welcome that? Those type of feelings to constantly be there. And again, one thing that I feel people do too much as well is they use Dark Souls as a grade system, so they like to compare a lot of games to Dark Souls when it comes to the difficulty aspect, which I feel isn't fair, because difficulty isn't just, with Dark Souls, your enemies hit you super hard and you die in 2 hits, 3 hits, 5 hits, 4 hits. That's Dark Souls difficulty. But then you've got, Mario's difficulty, where you have to use the shell to jump to the higher place. So you have to kill the enemy, carry the shell, jump, throw the shell at the right angle so that you can land on top of the shell and then jump to the higher platform. That's a different level of difficulty. Now, hearing both of those explained, which one sounds more difficult to you? That Mario shit sound more difficult to me. I've seen some Mario Maker levels that make me cringe. I'm looking at this shit I can't even get through half of this. I would be playing this level for weeks trying to get through it. And that's just one level. But people are looking at Crash and they're saying, oh, well, it's difficult because you slide off the edge. The time trials are difficult. The difficulty spikes are too great, and all this other shit. And I'm like, really? There's different levels. There's levels to this difficulty, yo. There's levels to this difficulty. Yes, Dark Souls difficulty. There is a level of skill and luck that comes with Dark Souls. When it comes to a lot of other games, the difficulty scales greatly just because everything isn't built around a Dark Souls engine or around a Dark Souls world. These games are very different. I remember in fucking in Horizon when I came across my first Thunderjaw, that motherfucker beat my ass. Yo, he beat the shit out of me. And what made me want to fight him again and really learn how to fight him is with the rope trap. You got to use the rope trap to hold him down so he's not running after you and swinging his tail at you and shit. And then you take off his guns, you take off his tail and all that, and you use his gun to kill him quick. Once I learned that, beating the Thunderjaw for the first time, I was hype as fuck. Oh yeah, yo, Timbo, yes, the Binding of Isaac, Ninja Gaiden, Bloodborne. The difficulty in all three of those games are very different, very, very, very different. And I guarantee you, folks, is that Binding of Isaac will test your gaming. Believe me, shit. I still think Tetris will test a lot of people's gaming ability. Tetris. And I remember me and my mom, when I was a kid, me and my mom used to have Tetris competitions. Me and my mom and my brother and sister, we used to have Tetris competitions. My mom was a beast in Tetris. She was a beast. I couldn't even beat her. My mom used to bust ass in Tetris. And to this day, Tetris is one of those games that will test any gamer. I don't give a fuck who you are. Tetris on fucking insane. Tetris is it's so crazy. It'll expose a lot of gamers. That Tetris ain't no joke. Same thing with Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man. My mom was a beast in Miss Pac-Man. My mom bust ass in Pac-Man. She used to bust ass in them higher levels. I used to spot, no bullshit. Funny story for you guys, real quick. When I was a kid, I remember when I was I was like 5 years old, maybe 6, a little bit older, maybe. Nah, I was about 5. And my mom bought me the Super Nintendo, and she bought me a shit ton of games, right? And that first night, I played Mario. What did I play? What did I play the first night? I played some racing game. I forgot the name of it. It was some old racing game that I played. And then I put in Pac-Man, and I was playing Pac-Man, and I was struggling a little bit, right? And my mom, she was like sitting there watching, and she was laughing. I was like, what's so funny? She's like, I got this, pass the controller. I was like, all right. Yo, my mom was going to town on that Pac-Man. So then when she got to one of the higher levels, she paused and she's like, all right, go ahead, try. Yo, as soon as I unpaused that shit, I died. I was like, what the fuck? Yo, like that shit, like even to this day, Pac-Man is like, yo, what the fuck? Like Pac-Man will fucking trip up a lot of gamers. You feel me? Yo, gamers, man, we gotta welcome difficulty, man, because difficulty adds to I personally feel a difficult game or difficulty in games or difficulty spikes, whatever you want to call it, adds to the satisfaction of being a gamer. That shit like that reminds you why you are so passionate and so heavy into games. It's crazy. Super Ghouls and Goblins. We had to beat the game twice to win. Yo, Ghouls and Goblins is another one, man. That was a problem. What's so sad that when I was a kid, I actually beat a stage on SNES Toys, that Robin Williams movie, and now 26. Oh, we got Carry Fast First. Yo, Goku, that's how it be, bruh. When you a kid, it's like when you a kid, you like superhuman when it comes to some of these games. But there's like as an adult, you just like it's some games that I play now that I'm just like that I used to play as a kid. Like I remember when they came out with the Namkai Bando, the Namkai old school bundle with the Pac-Mans and shit like that. Yo, I bought this shit. So I'm thinking, I got this, man. Pac-Man, this shit. I bust ass in Pac-Man. I got this. Yo, the first 3 stages, I was getting bodied. Like I used to get to like the 3rd or 4th stage, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, I used to be a beast of Pac-Man. What the fuck is going on? Like, yo. But it's still enjoyable to me because that's what shit like that reminds me why I'm still a gamer. Shit like that reminds me why I enjoy games so much. Like it's almost like it's I don't know. It reminds you why you're a gamer. I feel, at least to me. Everybody's different though. Any King of Fighters boss, extra difficult. Facts, Larry. Those are facts. Some of those old school like Street Fighter bosses and shit like that when you had to fight Bison. Shit, even the boss in Tekken 7. Like, have any of you guys got to that last boss in Tekken 7? Yo, my man Akuma out here throwing Hadoukens out the like, yo, he giving you a run for the money. He giving you a run for the money, man. Games used to be designed to steal your quarters. Yo, Wolflow, you are not lying about that, bro. You are not lying about that. I used to think the arcade machines in my the arcade that was near my school. I used to think them shits was rigged, bro, because it's like, yo, I go in there positive as fuck. I go in there hella positive, like, yo, man, I got this, man. I'm about to dominate. I'm about to do my shit, man. Motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. I fucking put my quarters in, and the motherfucker, I'm dead within like 2 seconds. And I'm like, really? Like, yo, man, let me get another 4 quarters, bro. Put the quarters in. I'm still getting bodied. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, that shit is real, man. But that shit is also fun, you know, because it's like when you get determined, you going back to the arcade every day trying to get better. Like, shit like that is fun. Yo, another game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Yo, man, look, get to like that third boss. Get to like that third boss. You know what? No, the second boss. The second boss in Turtles in Time, that motherfucker was a bit of a problem if you slipped up. I remember back in the day, that motherfucker was a bit of a problem. You slip up, you getting slaughtered. And then once you get to Shredder's base and you fighting against BJ and Rocksteady, that's when your skills really get tested. And then you got the little robots that is coming after you. Then you got the foot soldiers that's coming after you. And then, yo, that Turtles in Time was no fucking joke. That shit was no joke. Going to arcades, pockets full of quarters, man. Shit changed though crazy. Yo, all too easy. Tell me them wasn't the days, bruh. Tell me those wasn't the days, man. Going to the arcade, fucking pocket full of quarters. Yo, that shit is hella fun. That shit is hella fun. Those are good memories. But it's memories like that just that remind you why you a gamer. You feel me? It's like, damn, yo, I'm hella excited. Like, I'm glad to be a gamer. You know, I wake up, when I get on a game, me personally at least, I still enjoy games very, very much. Gaming is still a very huge passion of mine, something that, you know, I feel will always be a passion. At least I feel it will. At least, you know, because you know how sometimes they say, you know, you'll get old. You know, as you get older, you grow out of gaming. Yo, man, I say straight up like this, man. I'm gonna play games as long as they keep creating these games. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if I'm like 75, old as fuck, sitting in the motherfucking wheelchair, whatever the fuck. Yo, I better have my PlayStation, my PlayStation 90, whatever the fuck they gonna have out back as far as that go. I'm gonna need my PlayStation, and I'm gonna need that Vita 50 or whatever they gonna call it. Just cause, man, it's arcades, lunch money. Oh, yo, Goku. Back in the day, man, motherfuckers used to talk shit in school. I used to be like, yo, bring them link cables. Bring the link cables up, and we gonna hash it out in that Pokemon. Bring them link cables, bruh. When the link cables came out, folks knew what it was. At the lunch table, oh man. Yo, the memories, man. The memories back in the day, bruh. Like, shit like that just is irreplaceable. But shit like that is also what propelled you to want to get further into gaming too. You know, look where we at now. You know, everybody here is still playing games. You know, and I'm pretty sure everybody here is still enjoying games too. So, you know, that's definitely something that and I feel a lot of gamers should remember or look at when it comes to them trying to dismiss a game or, you know, throw a game away because it's difficult, you know. Um, did anyone find Jak and Daxter to be hard? Or Dino Crisis? Dino Crisis, yeah. Jak and Daxter, a little bit, Timbo. Jak and Daxter was definitely a little bit hard, especially the second one. Fucking Ratchet and Clank was a little bit hard too. You know what's funny? I feel like I had the most problems with Ratchet and Clank Deadlock. I'm not even kidding. The most problems I had was with Ratchet and Clank Deadlock. I remember that game, and I had problems with it, and I don't even remember why. Like, it was just difficult. It was just difficult. No bullshit. The Ninja Gaiden games were definitely difficult. Those were definitely challenging. You definitely was tested with a lot of shit when it came to that Ninja Gaiden. Same thing with I'm trying to think of the game. I can't think of it right now. Yo, you know what game was hard? And folks, yo, I don't know how many of y'all might have played this. A very difficult game, personally, was the Mega Man Network Battle games on the Game Boy Advance SP and the Game Boy Advance. Yo, the Mega Man Network Battle games, yo, them shit, yo, you had to be. Oh my god, yo, those games really tested your abilities, man. Those Mega Man Network Battle games, I loved all of them too. Those games were so fun, so fucking fun. But the difficulty for them shits was crazy, man. Some of them bosses used to one shot you. You fuck around. You definitely had to have your cards set up proper in the Mega Man Network Battle games. Final 90 kills Morocco. If you lose, the first fight shows who the real victor. Yo, Goku was out here savage, man. Yeah, yo, Chris, the Mega Man Network Battle games. Yeah, those were serious fucking serious games right there, man. There was a game called Rygar for the NES, tough as hell. The Nintendo fanboys didn't realize how hard Bayonetta 1 was. Yo, Bayonetta 1. You know what's funny? I never played Bayonetta. Never ever played Bayonetta. I should play it though. If they put them on on the Switch, I'll definitely play them. Snatch them up. But yo, let's move on. But yeah, gamers, definitely give these games a chance, man. Give these difficult games a chance. Especially if you consider yourself a real gamer, if you can consider yourself a hardcore gamer or whatever, you shouldn't be shying away from difficult games or difficulties, period, I feel. But moving on. Yo, man, since we're on the topic of like games and stuff like that, you know, one thing that I've been seeing a lot in the gaming community, and I spoke on this before, but you know, we're gonna touch on it again just a little bit. Right now, man, it's like it's everywhere too, like it's crazy, and it's really exposing a lot of folks. But you know, this whole power struggle, like this whole resolution FPS thing, like, you know, at first it was fun, it was funny, it was you know, whatever, you know, the jokes and shit like that were funny. But now I don't know, it's like it's to the point where like I really do feel that a lot of gamers are getting consumed by this, man. It's like, don't get me wrong, you know, and before I speak any further, let me say this. You know, I bought my 4K TV last year, September, October. I bought my 4K TV. You know, at that time, my 4K TV cost $1,600. I got a 60-inch Samsung KS8000, 4K HDR, the works, the best input lag in game mode, all the, you know, it's all the bells and whistles. I bought my 4K TV because the Pro was coming out, and the Pro was going to be doing 4K and shit like that. So, you know, with the Pro on the horizon, I said, let me snatch my 4K TV up now because I want to have it. And you know, I wanted a 4K TV for a while because, you know, I was hearing a lot about the movies look great and all these different things. So, you know, my interest was, you know, I was definitely intrigued. But what pushed me over and caused me to get it is obviously the PlayStation 4 Pro. With that being said, when it comes to games, and when it comes to, you know, what I look at in games and what excites me when it comes to video games, uh granted, I want my games to look nice. Everybody wants their games to look nice, which is fine. Shit like that is fine, you know. But when that becomes your end all be all to the success of a game, to determine whether a game is good or not, to determine if a game is worth the money, you know, that's when it becomes not that's when it becomes an obsession, or that's when it becomes unhealthy. Because as a gamer, you're always supposed to put gameplay over graphics and all these other shit. I personally feel. I feel when it comes to any type of game that I'm playing, any type of game I look at, the first thing I look at is gameplay, music, graphics, and things like that. Any other things like that. But first and foremost is always gameplay. Because at the end of the day, you're not just looking at this fucking game, you're playing the game. And if the game plays like shit, but it looks good, what use is the game? You feel me? Now, with that being said, I knew personally, I knew that once the One X came out, once the specs got announced, once all that shit started leaking and all that shit started coming out, I knew what it was gonna be. I knew that the fanboys and I knew that everybody was gonna be bumping heads and, you know, all these type of things. True 4K this, dynamic this, that. I knew what it was, and all of that would be fine. All of that would be perfectly fine if it didn't manifest into or spiral into what it is now, which is, you know, you've got gamers hitting devs up, not asking them about the development process of the game, not asking them what new features or what type of gameplay mechanics and aspects that you're trying to go for with the game that will captivate the audience. No, they're asking developers, what's the FPS? What's the resolution? Shit that PC gamers fucking ask. Shit that PC gamers thrive off of. Shit that PC gamers spend $15 to $2,000 on their rigs on and build up. That shit PC gamers ask. But when you've got console gamers asking developers what's the FPS, what's the resolution, it becomes a problem. It definitely becomes a problem because it's like, yeah, you bought a 4K TV or you bought an Xbox One X, you bought a PlayStation 4 Pro, so you want the games to look nice. No doubt the games are going to look nice regardless. Regardless if it's upscale, checkerboard, dynamic, whatever. But when you care more about how the game looks and not how the game plays, that's when it turns into a problem. Because at the end of the day, like, we as gamers, we got to play this shit, man. Like, I want to, like if a developer came to me and said, look, Persona, the PlayStation 4 Pro, it can handle 4K at 30 frames, or it can handle, you know, 1440p at 60 frames, whatever the case may be. My next question to him is, well, what the game play like? What does it play? What's the gameplay like? Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm more intrigued by, the gameplay. You know, a lot of Japanese games, and I play a lot of Japanese games. A lot of Japanese games that I play, they not no crazy graphic monsters. You know, they not no fucking 4K 60 realistic havoc. And, you know, it's not it's not doing all that shit. And granted, you know, again, a lot of games that are coming out now, especially in the fall, which I'm gonna get to in a second. A lot of games that are coming out in the fall, they're definitely pushing for that realistic aspect. Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Battlefront 2, Shadow Mordor, GT Sport, Forza 7. You know, all these different games are pushing for the realism. Fine, that's cool. That's fine and cool. Those games are meant for that. You know, those games are meant to push the graphical or whatever the case may be. They're meant to look good, but they're also meant to play good. You feel me? And as a gamer, and again, I'll just speak for myself. As a gamer, what I'm most worried about is the gameplay, because then, you know, if we put in graphics so far ahead of the gameplay, you get shit like The Order, you get shit like Quantum Break, that's pushing for a good looking game, but then fucks up on the story. The story is and don't get me wrong, I love The Order. That story was short as fuck. That story was short as fuck. There should have been so much more there. So much more. Same thing with Quantum Break. The story was decent for what it was, but it was a lot of other shit added into it that wasn't needed. You feel me? Fanboys are taking the fun out of their games with this power narrative and have completely forgotten the reason why they started gaming in the first place. I agree with that statement 100%, Larry. I do. And again, the resolution and FPS thing, we all knew that this was going to happen. We all knew that this was going to be something that was going to be talked about a lot. We knew that it was going to be ran with a lot. We knew how, things was going to be done. Fine. But again, regardless of how a game is going to look, if the gameplay itself is not something that's also on your mind, or something that, if you're putting resolution and frames over gameplay and mechanics and shit like that, there's a problem. I feel there's a big problem there. There is, because again, we as gamers have to play this shit. You feel me? I'm not trying to play no laggy fucking mess. I'm not trying to play no unfinished games. I'm not trying to play no bullshit that's not well put together because they're putting more manpower into making the game look good. Fuck all that. I want to play my shit and I want to enjoy the shit I'm playing. I don't want my shit to get patched to hell. You feel me? They focus too much on in-game photos. Horizon did it. Yo, thank you, Timbo. That's a good example. Timbo just brought up a perfect example. Horizon. Horizon's the perfect example. And this may sound, it don't sound fucked up, but Horizon is the perfect example. Horizon focused on the story. Horizon focused on the presentation of the game and all those different things. They put the gameplay, they put the immersion, they put the story and everything first. All of that was first, and it's very evident in the game. Playing the game, you know that they put the story and things like that first, and then graphics, and then photo mode, which people used a lot. I use photo mode like hell because the shit looks so good. Yes, but the story and the gameplay was phenomenal. Like shit like that, the environments, the enemies, the mechanics of the enemies, the mechanics of your weapon, how you use your weapons, how you use the environment to fight the enemies that you fight. Shit like that is what made the game so fucking amazing, and that's what made people want to go pick up Horizon. Because I'll tell you right now, a lot of people don't got 4K TVs. So that graphic shit that they were selling, that was only for a niche audience. That was only for a niche amount of people. You know what got people into that game? Because it looked fun. You know what got people, you know what pushed Horizon over the edge to sell so well? Because that story was good. It was reviewed well because it was the story and the combat and everything in the game was done so well that the reviews and how it was perceived was so amazing, so monumental that it pushed it to success. Now, the added topping to all of that is the graphics. Yes, the graphics looks good on the Pro. The graphics looks good on the regular PlayStation 4. That's a bonus. That's a plus. Shit like that is a plus. I was about to say a plus. Shit like that is a plus. Yo, Nico, what's good, bro? Appreciate you for stopping by, man. Yo, man, I'm just talking about difficulty in games, the power struggle with this resolution stuff and all that good stuff, man. Yeah, Wolf. I definitely agree with you, Wolf. They balanced graphics and gameplay. Yes, they did. They did. But you have a lot of development teams that tend to tip the scales a little too much in the graphical favor because they want the game to look so good and they want people, to just buy the game off the merit of it looking good, which I personally don't agree with at all. People do like, no, Wolf. I agree. Again, like I said, and I'll use myself. Graphics do matter. Graphics do matter. They do matter, especially if you're buying these 4K TVs, and especially if you're buying these Xbox One X's and PlayStation 4 Pros. Graphics do matter to the consumer to a degree. Yes. Is there anything wrong with that? No. It becomes a problem when the graphics, the frames, the resolution, and things like that outweigh your concern of how the game plays. Any game that I look at, yes, of course, if the game looks beautiful, that'll probably be the first thing that comes out of my mouth. Oh, yo, the game looks beautiful. Da, 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 da. Yes, it looks very beautiful. But then my next question is, how does this game play? Or I'm looking and analyzing how the game plays. There's plenty of beautiful games I passed up on because I'm like, yo, that shit look garbage. I'm not playing that. That's not something that I could get into. And the game graphically looks good. Yo, we got Vanny in the building. Yo, Vanny Pan, what's good, man? Thank you for stopping by, brother. 4K TV, but graphics don't matter. Wolf, man, like I said, man, Wolf, the 4K TV was bought, definitely was bought, and it was definitely bought for the Pro. And the graphics do matter to a certain degree, but I still put gameplay over everything. Gameplay over everything I got. Gameplay comes first, guys. Gameplay comes first, then the graphics. Gameplay definitely comes first, because if the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X wasn't coming out, what would the argument be? The argument would go back to the games. Because remember, in the beginning of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One's release cycle, people was talking about the exclusives. The exclusives and things like that, the amount of exclusives that was coming out. That narrative then shifted to resolution. And then the narrative shifted to frames. Just last year, folks started talking about frames. And now people are trying to look at Destiny 2 and say PlayStation was trying to hold it back and all this. It's all this crazy shit that's happening. You know, all this crazy shit that people are saying, and people saying they're not picking up. You know, you got console guys speaking like PC dudes. You feel me? I'm not picking up the games because it's not 60 frames. What the fuck? Like, yo, that's the shit that blows my mind. It's like, I get it, dude. You like graphics and frames, but fuck, dude. Why ain't you got a PC? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not picking up Destiny 2 because it's not 60 frames. Motherfucker, what? You a console gamer. What are you talking about right now, my dude? That's PC language. PC dudes talk like that. So what the fuck are you talking about? That's the shit that's funny. Like, that's the shit that I find funny when you got console guys that'll say shit like that. Like, I'm not picking up this game because it's not 60 frames. What the fuck? Yo, first time I heard that shit blew my fucking mind. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bruh? What? You're not picking up the game because it's not 60 frames. Yo, that shit is funny to me. I'm sorry, guys. That shit is very funny, though. Oh, man. Destiny's a dope game, by the way. Destiny, I can't wait for Destiny. I'm definitely hyped for that shit. But yeah, man, the power struggle. I don't know, man. Just gamers, don't lose sight of what's important, please. We get it. You love your graphics. We get it. You guys are now PC guys and console. You guys are PC guys now. I get it. Graphics matter. Graphics is important. Graphics is what sell games, quote unquote. You know, but please, gamers, don't lose sight of what's important. And what's important is the gameplay. Because again, like I said, graphics is important, but we also got to play the shit. You understand? So if we're playing the shit, yeah, it looks good, but hope to God that the shit plays good as well. Because that's what's also important. Everyone's a tech guy now. Yo, Wolf, I agree 100%. Everybody wants to be a tech guy. Everybody ain't no tech guy, man. Everybody ain't no frame what's it called, a graphics whore. Like, everybody wants to be a graphics whore. Everybody cares about that shit. It's the most important. Wasn't Destiny 30 minutes? Yo, keeping it real. Yes, Destiny 1 was 30 frames per second. This and I said this before a while back. I said, how are people complaining about something they never had? Yo, I said this shit a while ago. I said, how can any console gamer complain about something that was never there to begin with. It was never there. And also, when it came to the marketing of the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, they did market resolution in 9 frames. They wasn't speaking that 4K 60. Well, let's talk about PlayStation, because Xbox, some of them dudes was marketing that, but we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. But trick is to take the extra counter off the screen and enjoy the game. Exactly, Wolf. Exactly. What did Timbo say? To me, graphics are a big deal aside from storyline in games like Dreams. You're building your own world and using your imagination, so I get it. That's the exception. However, gameplay is the top. Yo, Timbo, straight facts. I'm not going to play that game since the VSync is locked. I've heard those crappy excuses. I'm a casual PC guy here, but I do understand the future-proof PC discussion. Sort of a tech guy. Well, Goku, you're a little different because you're a PC guy. You have a PC, so obviously you would want to get the full capabilities of your PC. You know, so if your PC can do 4K 60 frames because you paid for it, then obviously you would expect something like that. But you know, if it's not doing 4K 60 frames, I'm sure you're not going to turn the game away because the game can't do 4K 60 frames or everything. But when it comes to PC, I mean, when it comes to console people, it's some console people. It's not all console people, but there is a niche group of people that do cling to these type of things. When it comes to, you know, specific console people, you do have people that do speak about how, you know, the game needs to be 4K 60 frames, you know, and it's like, but your console the consoles can't handle that. You know, developers have said this before. Yes, some games can run 4K 60 frames, 4K native 60 frames, blah, 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 4K textures, mid setting, all that shit. Yes, some games can do those type of things, but all games is not going to do that. All games are not going to do that. They're not, because these consoles are not going to be able to run the fucking game. People are expecting PC performance out of a $400 to $500 box. No. Again, what was the most important thing when it comes to console gaming? What makes console gaming so popular? What makes console gaming so amazing? You know what's made console gaming so amazing over the years? The affordability. What makes console gaming so good? The portability. The affordability, the portability, the exclusives. That's what makes console gaming so good, and so many people are a part of it because of that. If graphics and things like that mattered for so long, more people would be into the PC gaming market. And there's a lot of people in the PC gaming market as it is. But there's still people buying consoles. So what do these people care about? What do these people care about? I need to know, because if people are still going out and buying these consoles that can't run games at native 4K 60 frames, what do these people care about? I need to know, because it sure as fuck ain't graphics, because the games ain't running at no stellar graphical specs. So what is it? Want me to answer? I'll answer. Ding. Gaming. Gameplay. Gameplay and exclusives. And again, the affordability. Everybody, yo, man. Especially that affordability, man. I mean, when I was a kid, yo, I used to go into fucking Funko Land. Funko Land is what used to be out here in the States before it became GameStop. Funko Land and EB Games, but there was a Funko Land near my house. So I used to go to Funko Land a lot, me and my mom, and I used to look at the different games, play the demos and shit like that. And I'd pick up like 3 or 4 games, and my moms would look at me and be like, you can only get 2. Like, why? Come on, let me get these 4 games. I need these games. You're not even gonna play them all. You can only get 2. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, Mom, come on, hook me up. I just want these. I used to beg her in the fucking store, please. I used to like sneak and put them on the counter. Yo, it used to be so funny, man. I used to like sneak and put the games on the counter Like as she's paying for like the 2 games I picked, I try to put the other 2 on the counter to kind of like force her into just be like, yeah, all right, whatever, I'll buy them. My mom's was not playing that shit, bro. My mom's used to play Persona. What did I just say? You can only get 2, or I'm not buying you nothing. I'm like, yo, my, come on. Yo, man, the struggles of being a kid gamer, man, that shit used to be so hard. These kids nowadays don't know how easy they got it. Yo, kids nowadays, they get every game for Christmas, birthdays, every weekend they get a new game. Like, yo, when I was a kid, man, I used to have tears in my eyes begging for games. Like, Mom, please, let me have this game, Mom, please. I want this game. I promise I'll behave. Yo, man, that shit used to be so dope. Is this about consoles versus Dragon Sword? What's up, man? Nah, this isn't consoles versus PC. I was just speaking about how some console gamers expecting PC performance out of a $400 or $500 box. But yeah, that was quick little story about the old days. But yeah, man, I don't know, the power struggle. It's just I don't know, man. I just don't want gamers to lose sight of what is important, because once gamers lose sight of what's important, that's when we get microtransactions and DLC up the ass. That's when we get games that are half done but look spectacular. And I don't want that. I definitely don't want that shit. So again, it's okay to love graphics. It's okay to want your games to look pretty. But please, gamers, console gamers, don't forget what's most important here. And that's the gameplay. The gameplay. But yeah, let's move on. Last thing, just the fall hype. Japanese games this gen have really like resurrected in such a spectacular way that it's even blown my mind. I remember the PS1 and PS2 days, shit was crazy. And honestly, PS3 days, the Japanese game run was there, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Like right now, man, Japanese games are the dominant. Like personally, of course, I feel, for me at least, because I love Japanese games so much. Japanese games are dominating right now for me. Yo, that dominance is coming back for Japan, and I'm fucking excited as hell. Today, I just bought Axel World versus Sword Art Online. I am hype because when I seen the trailer for that gameplay a while back, I needed that shit. I was like, yes, give me this. I just bought that shit. Came out today. I bought it today. Beginning of this year, we had Gravity Rush 2. We had Neo. We had Nier Automata. We had Yakuza 0. Zelda. So many Japanese games. And then this fall, yo, we got Ni no Kuni 2. We got Axel World versus SAO, which just came out today. We've got Final Fantasy Zodiac, the Zodiac Age that comes out next week. Yo, I got the collector's edition coming in the mail for that. I had to buy look, Final Fantasy 12 is my favorite Final Fantasy of all time. No, it is not 7. Do not debate me. Final Fantasy 12 was my favorite Final Fantasy. I had to buy the collector's edition for that. I just had to. I'm sorry. So I will be doing an unboxing for that collector's edition next week, Tuesday, when it comes. But it's like Ni no Kuni 2. We got Monster Hunter Worlds coming out next year. We've got Persona 5, Gundam Versus. Yo, Goku. Great minds think alike, bruh. I was just about to, I was like in my mind thinking of the other Japanese games. We got Sword Art Lost Song that came out last year. Sword Art Online, Hollow Realization that came out this year. Shenron Kagura Estival Versus, which is like a fan service style game. Fate Extilia. We got Yakuza Kiwami that's coming out later on this summer. We've got so many Japanese games coming out, man. And as a gamer and as someone that's grown up on Japanese games, you guys just don't know how exciting seeing all these Japanese games definitely does make your boy. Your boy is very, very excited to be able to relive my childhood days with these Japanese games, man. I don't know, this gen PlayStation has been killing it, man, when it comes to these Japanese games, and there's so many more to come. How can I forget about Ys 8? Yo, Ys 8 comes out later on this fall. Then we got Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Yo, one thing I gotta say too, these anime fighters are really starting to dominate. Yo, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. These anime fighters are really making Nitro Plus Blasters, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yo, these anime fighters are the shit, yo. Guys, do not sleep on these anime fighters. I am telling you, these anime fighters are the truth. We just had an anime weekend last weekend for the online arcade with Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. Shit was crazy. The shit was crazy as hell. Very fun. Then we had Stormblood that just dropped 2 weeks ago. It's so many Japanese games that are dropping and that are coming out, and it's understandable that a lot of people, well, not even a lot, but there's a good majority of people that aren't into Japanese games. But I personally feel there's a Japanese game for everybody. I personally feel there's some type of Japanese game for you. Code Vein is pretty much an anime version of Dark Souls. Like yo, the fuck. Code Vein. What else? I'm trying to think. I know I'm missing like a lot of Japanese games that are coming out. Lost Spire, or Lost Spear, whatever it's called. That new game that's coming out for JRPG Factory under Square Enix. That's coming out next year. That's pretty much like an I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna is amazing, by the way. I Am Setsuna style game. I'm very excited to play that. I can't wait to play that. That's definitely they definitely do a good job of paying homage to the old school Japanese games, the old school fighting styles and stuff like that. Very exciting. What else? It's a lot, man. It's a lot of good Japanese games out here, but there's also a lot of good games coming out this fall. Destiny 2, Call of Duty World War II, Battlefront 2, Wolfenstein 2, Everybody's Golf. Thank you, Goku. Everybody's Golf is a good one. What else is coming out? Shadow of War, Forza 7, GT Sport, Knack 2, Matterfall. There's so many great games. Tokyo Xandu. Thank you, Wolf. Tokyo Xandu is another good game that's coming out later on this year. Akiba's Beat just dropped earlier this summer. Earlier this summer. There's a lot of good games, man. A lot of good Japanese games, and I'm buying all of them. By the way, like everything I named, I'm buying. So it's ridiculous. Hellblade, like there's so many good games coming out this year, and I don't know. It's like it's something for everybody coming out this year, and I really do, or has already come out, and I just want gamers, like especially this holiday, because I know the Xbox One X is coming out this holiday. And we got Mario. Oh, yo, how I forget about the Mario? Yo, we got Mario plus Rabbids, that game from Ubisoft that's coming out. We got Mario Odyssey. We got Xenoblade 2. We got I don't think Kirby's coming out this year. I'm tight that they ain't showing no Metroid Prime 4 either. Metroid Prime 4. I'm very excited for that Metroid Prime. Like very excited. But yo, we got Mario Odyssey and shit like that. Like yo, there's too much shit coming out here. Too much shit coming out here, man. That gamers, y'all got the pick of the litter right now. Right now, there's literally something coming out for everybody. Like if any gamer is saying that they're not excited for nothing coming out the second half of this year, something's wrong with you. That's the best way I can put it. There is something fundamentally wrong with you. You as a gamer, or you as a person, or whatever. Something's wrong with you. There's something coming out here for everybody. Cuphead, Crackdown 3, the sports games, FIFA, NBA, Madden. Like there's something coming out here for everybody, yo. The hype right now is too real this holiday. Like people's backlog's about to get crazy. I got enough in my backlog to carry me over into next July. Yo, Chris, my backlog is very disrespectful right now. Uh, oh, yo, Goku. Facts on that Dragon Quest 11. I needs that. I needs that. That Dragon Quest 11. I need that. I had just beat Dragon Quest Heroes 2 like 2 months ago, like a month ago, something like that. Very good game. Very good game, and definitely got me more excited for Dragon Quest 11. I definitely need them to announce that American release date, because that will definitely be picked up for sure. Some big Western third-party games, including Activision and EA's, are hard to look forward to, especially for their recent games that came out. We'll wait and see if it's a surprise and a good one. That's fair. That's fair, Dragon's Sword. I'll give you that. That's definitely fair. Especially with Activision, I can definitely see how you're looking at Activision with the side eye. I was as well, especially after coming from Infinite Warfare, because that Infinite Warfare was pure garbage. It was pure garbage. And I told myself I wasn't going to buy COD no more after Infinite Warfare. And oh man, they definitely got me with that World War II, man. Just because it's old school, and I'm like, I Activision, this is the last one. Activision got one more chance. World War II ain't it. I'm done. Done. As far as Battlefront 2 goes, that was getting bought off rip, just because it's Star Wars, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. So that was getting bought off rip. That was a no-brainer. And Destiny 2 as well. Destiny 1, I put damn near 2,000 hours into Destiny 1. So I already knew Destiny 2. That was a buy. That was a no-brainer as well. We run that COD. Yo, Timbo, let them know about that COD life. Yo, the councils is resurrecting that COD Sundays once that World War II drops. This, sis. I meant to say. Couple good surprises have such as oh yeah, Injustice 2 was definitely a good. And it's funny because I wasn't really feeling Injustice 1, but then I took a chance on Injustice 2, and I legit enjoy Injustice 2. It is a very, very good game. I love it. I love it a lot. It's definitely good. Yo, Wolf, I've been doing the same thing. I've been trying to platinum like games that I know I'll enjoy. Like right now I'm working on the Modern Warfare remaster platinum. After that, I'm gonna get the Murder Soul Suspect and the Gravity Rush 2 plats. And then after that, I'm gonna get all 3 of the Crash Bandicoot plats. Not really sure as a game, but it is visual novel. Oh yeah, Danganronpa V3. You know what, Goku? I still need to finish Danganronpa 1 and 2 remastered. I did say I wanted to go through those before I got V3. But yes, V3 is definitely on my radar. As soon as I beat 1 and 2, I'll definitely snatch up 3 for sure. But yeah, man, it's a lot of good things coming out this holiday, man. Like I said, it's something out here for everybody. Japanese games, Western RPGs, shooters, sports, whatever you're into, racers. There's literally something out here coming for everybody, man. So start saving your pennies. And yeah, man, that's pretty much I want to see more Ubisoft Indies. Child of Light. Yo, Child of Light was the shit. And I agree, Wolf. I would love to see some more Ubisoft indies, especially indies that follow in the same path like Child of Light. Because Child of Light was definitely done very well. That was a very good game. Definitely something for everyone. Exactly, Chris. There's something out here for everybody. But yeah, man. That's definitely what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Sorry for it being on Friday when Persona Speaks. Like I said, when Persona Speaks is normally on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But work this week's been kicking my ass. So I like Wednesday I got home, and Wednesday I got home late. I got home super late, and because I had a late day at work, so I couldn't even do it Wednesday. Thursday I came home early, right? And I knocked out, man. Like I KO'd. Like as soon as I got home, I took a shower and I knocked out. So I definitely couldn't do it. Yesterday. Robbie, I heard it's coming next year. I've never heard of that, Goku. I'm gonna have to look that up. Ribby Rabby. Yeah, that's definitely under my radar because I don't even know what that is. So I definitely need to look that up and see what's up with that. But yeah, man. So that's why the first episode was today. But starting next week, When Persona Speaks will be on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, man, I think it was definitely a good first episode. You guys let me know in the chat, how y'all like first episode of When Persona Speaks. Is a Metroidvania game. Really? That definitely does sound interesting, Goku. I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, man, quick plugs real quick. Big shout out to the council fam. It's nothing but love, man. That's my fam over there. Big shout out to Timbo for being a part of the chat and moderating, multitasking, driving out here, arresting folks, doing her thing. Appreciate you, Timbo, man. You're an amazing person, man. It's nothing but love. Big shout out to Timbo. Shout out to Wolf, Chris, and Goku, and Larry, and Dragon Sword. Vanny came through. Shout out to everybody that came through to the chat, man. I thank you guys for being a part of this first episode. I do hope you guys did enjoy this. This is definitely going to be a weekly series on the channel. Like I said, I got 3 things that's happening on the channel now as far as content goes. I got the Mind of a Gamer podcast. That's every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got Mog Talks, which is once a month, where the Mog and the panel, we talk about things going on in the gaming community that need to change. And then I got When Persona Speaks, where I go, in depth about, all things gaming, the gaming community, and all those types of things. And, we just chat, have a discussion, the good stuff. So yeah, man, I again, like I said, I do hope you guys did enjoy this. I hope to see some of you guys tomorrow at the Mind of a Gamer podcast at 11 a.m. Eastern. Big shout out to the Online Arcade boys over there, man. Bari, Chuck, and Mr. Official. Make sure you guys check them out. Make sure you guys support their channels. Shout out to the council, like I said. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you join PlayStation Nation All Stars. That's our Facebook group. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me, Persona_YT. I do follow everybody back. I'm pretty active on there, man. I'm normally on there, like, I post up random shit. I ain't even gonna front. Sometimes when I see stupid shit on Twitter, like people saying stupid shit, I tend to reply like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like I read to some idiot last night, man. It was funny, man. But yeah, man, definitely follow me on Twitter. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I got a lot of good content coming up. I'm about to finish up my Persona's backlog series with Call of Duty, either tonight or tomorrow. Well, tonight I'm gonna definitely play COD, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, so that I could finish getting the trophies and get that platinum. I'm shooting to get that tomorrow. Get the platinum by tomorrow. That's Spider-Man Homecoming. We're going to see that tomorrow night. I'm definitely excited for that. Whew, that Spider-Man about to be the truth. Yeah, Chris, I try to be a little funny. I try it. Definitely excited for that. And yeah, man, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all that support me, man. Thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you guys for supporting my channel. And I do hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Again, Mind of a Gamer tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, man, with that being said, it's been your boy Persona. And like I always say, I'm just a gamer trying to share my experiences with the world. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll holler at y'all. Peace.